So here I am in military tunnels. Can you spot me? Am I easy to notice? Where might I be hiding? Well, I'm not really hiding. I'm not even trying. Watch this. Oh, there I am. Right there in front of you the whole time. Just in a little bit of shade just over there. That is how ridiculous this is. Inside of monuments. Caves, tunnels, you name it. This is absolutely ridiculous. Non-reflective, matte grey design. It's a grey outset. And I think a lot of people are going to greatly appreciate just hiding away, waiting for unsuspecting prey to appear, and then dead. Easy loot. So what do you reckon? Are you impressed? Good evening, Rescue enjoyers. Hope you're alright, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. Earlier today we had the last frost off for July 2025, and we got a very interesting batch of skins. But in this video we need to go ahead and try and figure out of all these skins, which ones are potentially going to be the best investments for this week, which these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious little profit. So sit back, relax, and I start yapping. Right, so let me just pass on this this little bit of information. We got a lot of collection continuations today, a nice bit of variety. And I'm under the impression the reason this is happening is because next week it's the August Forcewipe, and next week we're going to see the release of the Pilot Hazmat DLC. So basically the pilot suit, you're going to get the cool code lock, the very cool brand new throne and all that. And as far as I'm aware, with all the skin creators, this past weekend they made a lot of like airplane, pilot, aviator themed skins. Like, yeah, good look at this helipad rug, for example. That's looking pretty sweet. You've also got the likes of some interesting weapons and all that. Lots of doors in reference to the brand new Hazmat. So, yeah, lots of very cool looking skins. But that's all expected to be appearing next week. So we're probably not going to be getting that much collection continuations. It's just going to be airplane themed skins, if that makes sense to you. So, okay, cool. At least you're aware of that. Okay, that's nice. But out of all these skins then, what potentially is the best investment? And with how things are progressing, I think I have to talk about Island Assault Tier 2. Did you invest into the set? Are you feeling happy? This is progressing ridiculously, and if you've seen the front page of the Rusty market, let's just refresh. For the past like several hours, it has not left. This is getting absolutely silly. The funny thing is, what worked out so perfectly for the Tier 3 was the fact that it came out first. But it came out first, and it didn't sell that much. Not everybody is fully well aware of how this was going to progress and whatnot. But with each new piece being accepted, oh, there's just been more and more support. I've seen in the Rust subreddit and whatnot, I've seen on like Twitter, there's a lot of people that really like it. And bit by bit, I mean, it's just been improving more and more and more. Look at the price of the chest plate right now. That is now selling for over $20. Oh, look, it's $25. I didn't even notice that until now. So we've been making jokes about how this is the grey out collection. You know what? At the very beginning of this video, I'm going to have just a quick showcase showing this in the military tunnels, and you'll see for yourself in monuments in some shade. This is ridiculous. Nice matte grey design, not reflective. You can hide in caves. You can hide in monuments. This is actually a really, really, really good set in terms of that. With the amount of sales, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's not that ridiculous. Yeah, the hoodie pants last week, I was questioning it because it was selling a little bit too much compared to Tier 3. But now I'm looking at the Tier 2, and that's selling just as much as the hoodie pants here. This looks like it's just going to match up perfectly fine, and I'm not too worried. Now, the skin creator has told me he does intend to make a backpack and a jacket, but that's it. He might make some weapons. He's not fully invested in the idea of that, but he's not going to do it anytime soon. He might do it some point in the future. But what we're seeing here, things are lining up very, very nicely. Now, by all means, feel free to comment below. Do you enjoy the set? I've made jokes about how it looks like a henchman set. I've made jokes about how it's grey out, but people are appreciating it. People are liking it. And I just kind of had to sit here and say, more specifically, the kilt is probably the most interesting thing to look at this week. I know you might mention that, but there's a whole discussion with regards to that, don't you worry. So this right here, because it's the only leg armour, that will just work out all right. This could sell more than the hoodie and pants, but that would still be okay. So the main thing is will this match up to the sales we see of the hoodie and pants, which was 28,000, 27,000? Because with the rate of sales we're looking at here, it definitely looks like it's going to surpass the tier 3 and the boots and gloves. I'm not going to rush into making a purchase. All 3 of these pieces are abnormal, and with that I mean abnormals. They are skins that will become marketable before the rust or even rotates. Consider watching my most recent Rust Skin Abnormal Barders video for July 31, 2025. That was last night. We looked at all the skins from the previous week, and that After Death AK-47, yes, that was abnormal as well. And we considered prices, we talked a lot, we discussed things, and then when all the skins became marketable, we rushed to make some barders. Yes, abnormal skins will become marketable before the rust even rotates. We know exactly when that is, and we could do our barders first, then look at them afterwards, see how each skin fares in terms of how many barders they have, how high the price goes. And with last night, looking at all the skins, I didn't actually make any purchases. I probably should have gone ahead and bought some of those hoodie and pants, but they weren't abnormal. I couldn't get a good early insight into them. So in here, I wasn't feeling very confident. Little did I know the very next day would see tier 2 being accepted. So of course the hoodie and pants had just instantly gone up in price. They're now selling for $2. Yep, yes they are. But with the amount of sales they had, it really didn't look like this was going to be alright. Doesn't matter anymore. That's A-okay. That's wonderful. And I didn't buy any. Did a good bar, dog. Oh dear. So yeah, when the rust rotated today, them being regular skins, not abnormal skins, they appeared. I realised what was accepted. I put down a strong barder. But yeah, there's a lot of interest in this and a lot of support. So that is the things I'm looking at. But the legs, the kilt is the main thing I'm looking at. These might not fare as well. Most of the time, vest and coffee can, they're not as appreciated. This very likely will be selling quite a fair bit more compared to these two. Do not be surprised. Cool. So looking at all the remaining skins, we're going to consider what might happen next. And now I'll talk about Sinotype components. So in regards to the components box, this is now the 4th skin to be accepted in this brand new Sinotype large box collection, storage collection. But please be aware, the first one, the firearms one, that was first. And it was expected that this was going to be the best performing one, because it gets all the support, all the extra attention when new skins are accepted, the spike demand, spike in price. Earlier today, this has gone up by about $3 with the arrival of another one. But only this one. When you look at the other skins, so if I go over to here, if I look at the ammo box, I had 40 of these dumped on me today. I have a buy order below its rust or price. Can you see the amount of listings here? Yeah, that's a detriment, that's a problem. Lots of people just instantly assumed the other boxes would behave the exact same way as the firearms, but this is basically matching up to what I saw with the graffiti storage collection. You got so many listings now, it's getting a bit worrisome. And just to point this out, 200 listings are above $5. You have the support still, it's keeping the price up, but it won't be like that forever if we keep seeing more and more listings. So I was expecting the remaining set, all the other skins, to probably do between 30 to 40,000 subscribers. Now last week when we saw the Meds box, initially this was doing absolutely absurd amount of sales. The first 24 hours of sales, and I'll quickly showcase this to you, so over to here. First 24 hours of sales, that did over 19,000 subscribers. But it did slow down towards the end of its 7-day tenure in the restore. It's already got 402 listings. It's only just become marketable last night. This was abnormal last night. I looked at it, I questioned it, and I thought, you know what? I'm probably just going to stick with doing barders for remaining skins now. I'm not upset with that. I feel like I'm very likely going to pick these up at some point, probably around September, October, November time. The autumn fall seasonal dip. So you can question that as much as you like. Just look, it's already at $250. The barders will keep the price up, but it'll just probably be evens for the foreseeable future. And with what I see here with the brand new box, it's nice to see. I'm happy to see the collection growing. But from here on now, I don't expect it to rise up in price. Probably not until post-Christmas, January 2026. When a lot of people have time off, plenty of people playing Rust, they've got that Christmas money to spend, you get the idea. So, for the foreseeable future, if you want to be a little bit more aware of what to expect, I did make a video talking about this. See, I kept track of how the graffiti storage collection progressed, and with the very last skin, that being the Cloves large box, all of the skins were basically around $3 except a few. They were basically just slightly above, basically evens for the price that they were at. The exact same thing is expected to happen with the Sinotype, but we're kind of seeing it early. It's already happening. So that I'm better off of a buy order. But long term, a year from now, 2 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if these do progress and go up ever so nice. Fingers crossed we don't immediately see another storage collection come out. But in the further future, hopefully we do see it turn out like the graffiti collection. The graffiti collection had 3 years to get to this point, alright? So whilst you see all of it in the positive, ever so nice and happy, on average selling between $4 to $5, that took 3 years to get to that point, and it didn't have another storage collection come out immediately. We didn't see another one until Sinotype 3 years later. So be a little bit more careful, alright? That's what I'm going to say. Don't assume it's just going to be instant big fat profits. By all means, if you're buying one for yourself and building up your own collection, that's fine. But I'm talking about potentially buying about 50 of them to make a nice quick, a nice bit of profit. But quick flip profits aren't going to be happening with these. From what I can see here, it's not looking like that's going to be happening. So you've got to be a little bit more aware. Long-term investments, that's how it's going to work. And even then, it probably won't be like that. We'll see how it progresses. We'll see if we even get up to like 15 skins in total or more. But will there be another one afterwards? We'll have to wait and see. So looking at the remaining skins here, what's also looking to be quite appealing, I want to bring up the Deep Ruby gloves. Yeah, you might sit there and say, I'm not a fan of Deep Ruby. Fair enough. I've heard you. I've seen a lot of people commenting. But Deep Ruby gloves, even though your collection might be a little bit, well, unfinished, we're still waiting for Tier 3, but we're still waiting for Tier 3. Tier 3 could come out, give that a nice boost. We also didn't get the boots accepted today. Alright, maybe we'll see that at some point in the future. But when you look at all the Roadsign glove skins, you'll see this for yourself. They're all doing very nicely. Not every single one, but look at this. All the recent ones that came out, you're doing good, but we know why. You're doing alright still. You're doing alright. You're doing alright. All of these are still doing alright, except this and this. Now, with the gold chains Roadsign gloves, if you're fully well aware of the gold chains collection, there's like no armor. There's like another pair of gloves. We've got that ice pick recently. We've got a backpack, but there's like no hoodie and pants, no armor or anything. It's just a pair of gloves. It's ridiculous. So, okay, not surprised to see that's not doing very well. Overheat is only slightly down by 1%, and it's not a complete collection, so okay, fair enough. Look at all the other skins here doing very, very nicely. Look at all these skins doing very, very nicely, except you, toy gloves, but again, incomplete collection. So, okay. Maybe Deep Ruby remains incomplete. We could consider that. But those glove skins weren't down in price that badly, and this is the lowest selling skin so far. That's abnormal as well. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe it only sells as much as like the hoodie and pants that we saw recently, which only did about 7,500 subscribers. That's doing very good at the moment due to a sheer lack of sales. And again, we still could potentially see Tier 3 and boots. That's in a very interesting spot. Sheer lack of sales, still potential to see continuations. Roadsign gloves are reliable. What do you reckon? Feel free to comment below, but I'm looking at that and thinking that's actually looking to be pretty interesting. So I'll leave it at that. Looking at the remaining skins, I kind of want to mention the boots. I feel like boots are a good shout. Now, of course, over the past like month or so, boots. But these are boots that have been on the workshop for a very long time. This took a year to be accepted. This took a year and a bit to be accepted. This took 2 years to be accepted. And this took 4 years to be accepted. Now again, Porcelain Collection, it's incomplete, as you can see. But we just need hoodie and pants, right? Skin Creator did try for them, but unfortunately they weren't accepted. But hey, could he try again? I mean, would he be motivated? Could we get a hold of him and shake him and make him do it? We could try. But overall, people have been doing some mixing and matching with this, with the whiteout, because again, it's too expensive whiteout. But overall, based on how this is currently selling, it looks like it's going to sell less compared to Tier 3 and Tier 2. Tier 2 did between 17 to 19,000 subscribers. The gloves did 13,500 subscribers. And the Tier 3 did about 14,000 subscribers. This is the second lowest selling skin so far. It's not abnormal as well. But again, this whole point I'm trying to get across, saying it might be the lowest selling skin in the set, well, that applied to Pirate Boots, up 40%. That applied to Chameleon Boots, up 17%. Black Diamond Boots, you're kind of alright. You're alright. But they're not selling that much. They're inserting themselves into a collection that's already complete. But this one, not so much. It's incomplete collection, but there's still positives that could happen. So out of all these skins, I know it's not like fully, I'm not fully confident with it, but I can still see nice positives potentially. There is potential, but that doesn't mean guarantee. So yeah, we'll see how it progresses from now. Let's see how much it sells from now. But that's not abnormal. That'll quite literally be a consideration to purchase on Wednesday night, or just stick with a barter when the roster rotates next week with August Forcewipe. So looking at the remaining skins, I think now I will talk about Señor Tomato Garage Door. Not super behind it. The Señor Tomato collection is a bit of an odd one. We have that door there, the rock, the hammer. Now, that's working out quite alright. That's quite impressive to see. Most rock skins that came out this year are down in price. Cool. That's a hammer. I think that's just working out quite nicely because it's a hammer skin. We don't get many of them. You're always using a hammer. I think that will work out nicely. But this came out earlier this year, and this wasn't doing very good for quite a long time. This went as low as about 70 cents at one point, but it did recover. That's how it's looking right now. Still down in price though. With the amount of garage doors we've had so far this year, and of course just on the horizon, because we do have Twitch drops as well. Yes, indeed we do, as you'll see right here. Monstera and Retu, very nice, lovely looking designs. There will be more garage doors. We have 26 so far. We have 4 more months for this year. August, September, October, November, December. Oh no, 5. But the point is, last year we had a record-breaking amount of 34. We're already at 26. Oh. And also the 2 garage doors that are about to come out. Yeah, I don't think that'll be maintaining its interest. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off. But the smart barter can always lead to some success. True. But that's not abnormal as well. We'll see. We'll see. All right. But we have been seeing some very strange Señor Tomato skins being produced in the workshop. And they keep getting accepted. It's consistent. So we'll leave it at that. Eye Salvaged Icepick. So look, 4 Icepick skins in a row for like the past month. But we keep seeing more and more and more. But if you're fully well aware, for the month of July, right? Basically, in the official Ruskin Making Discord, which I do believe will be linked in the description, you can see that for yourself, there was a push for all the skin creators to make salvaged ice picks. Every month from now, there's a push for a certain item that isn't getting that many skins accepted to have a lot more skins being made for it. Salvaged ice pick was for July 2025. Next month, or rather, right now, August 2025, is wooden double door. So keep an eye on the workshop. You're going to see a lot more wooden double door skins being produced. It proved to be successful. 4 of them accepted. But for a skin, or rather an item that wasn't getting that many skins for a very, very long time, 8 years, suddenly we now have an extra 4. Down a price, down a price, down a price. I'm sorry to say, I don't have much faith with this. Also, when you look at the collection as well, it's, yeah, this is like cursed, I'm sorry to say. But anyway. I don't think we're going to see as many salvaged ice pick skins being submitted to the workshop now, but I do still believe it'll be more compared to what we see before, what we used to see, like beforehand and whatnot. So, what are your thoughts? It's abnormal. That's a positive thing. That's a helpful thing. I don't think it's going to sell that much, but I don't think it's going to have that much interest either. I think it's going to drop off, but we can at least wait until Wednesday and make a consideration. But yeah. 4 salvaged ice picks in a row over the past month. There's too many in such a short amount of time that they're struggling to maintain your interest and maintain your love. So, what I also should point out is over the past 4 weeks, slowly, bit by bit, they're having less and less sales. 26,000, 24,000, 16,500. What are you going to do? Probably less than that. Maybe a lack of sales could help it out. Maybe a lack of sales could give it a bit of a boost because there would be a ton of them appearing on the Steam market and third-party sites. We'll see. So, I'll leave it at that. Modern Military Thompson. A perfectly fine looking design. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be a-okay. Like, I kind of get the feeling this is definitely going to go below its rust or price. I don't think it's going to go down dramatically badly, but the weapon skins here, but the sap there is doing okay. Sap skins in general, they tend to do okay. Thompsons are a bit more all over the place, and I'll show that off in a second. But just be aware, this collection's getting more and more attention and more love. I get the feeling people are appreciating it more as a nice alternative to Desert Camouflage, Desert Raiders Camouflage. So now let's go show off all the Thompsons, and you'll see for yourself, it's not exactly doing amazing. A couple there doing all right. We have been getting Twitch drops, and there will be another one. Mr. Wabbit's very nice looking Thompson. But yeah, it's a bit yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes, no, 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 no. Thompsons used to be a whole lot more reliable and appreciated more. But yeah, skins, not exactly 100% confident. This right here, I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off, but I don't expect it to drop off that badly. I want to keep an eye out for the sales. Maybe it doesn't sell that much by Wednesday. Okay, we can leave it at that for, at the very least. I think it should be all right. But I don't think it's going to be massively profitable. I think we're better off with a buy order, of course. So, okay, cool. We'll leave it at that. Dragon Totem AK-47. Please consider watching my rust rotation video. I showcase this very nicely. It's a lovely looking skin. But what I also showcase is two notable, interesting looking AK-47 Twitch drops, which will be coming out in a batch of 5. Yes, we have 5 Twitch drop AK-47s coming out next week. This $3 AK, unfortunately, I am not going to be surprised in the slightest if it immediately loses attention once we see the Spicy AR, the Raven Rust AR, Vaybay's AK-47, Vincent SMG's AK-47, Moon's AK-47. There's a nice variety of very interesting designs right there, with transparent aim sights and the like. That right there is just a standard AK. Very cool looking design for what it is. Nice carved wood design with the metal plating and whatnot. It's just incredibly bad timing. I'm not surprised. I will not be surprised if it drops off immediately. Last year, Mr. Heenon, he had another $3 AK-47 being accepted, but that also had bad timing. That went from $3 to $1. And I'm sorry to say, I fully expect that to happen all over again. So yeah, again, consider watching my rust rotation video. Go see Vaybay and Vincent SMG skin. Compare it to that, and yeah, you're getting those Twitch drops for absolutely free. You have to pay $3 for that. Yeah, problems. So, awkward, but I'm sure you got the point. And that is all the skins with this week. So, as I have alluded to, next week we are anticipating the August Forcewipe. And of course, in terms of what we're looking forward to, it's not that much. You're getting a brand new menu. You're getting a brand new Hazmat DLC. And of course, with the Pilot Hazmat DLC, we're getting a lot of airplane, pilot, and aviator theme skins. So this is where I'd point out and say, please consider watching my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks video. You'll be able to find that on my YouTube, right over to here. But with every skin creator making like airplane, pilot theme skins, we actually didn't get that many collection continuations. But there's still some very cool looking designs that you'll be able to see. Like lots of interesting clothing armor pieces. Now in terms of what we're going to see over the course of this weekend, I don't know, but it probably wouldn't surprise me if we see more of them, and it probably wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing some wooden double door skins being made. That's my expectation. Right, and now, lastly, Twitch drops. We've just finished the Fancy Orb Twitch drops for Global Warfare 3, and I hope you appreciated getting them, and I've got to sit here and say, last week, I had lots of people watching me. I greatly appreciate everybody who turned up. Thank you so much. I had a lot of subscriptions. I had a lot of support. Thank you so much, right? If you watched even for a little bit, thank you so much. I reached a max view count of 290. Never would I have even considered even reaching up to that point. But you wanted to come see the Skilly Skins person yap about how he's been shot all the time. Hey, it was happening. It was all for charity. Anyway, the next batch of Twitch drops is next week. August 7th to 17th. 14 content creators getting their very own special skin. There will be general drops still. But you're probably looking at about maybe 10 of these guys getting their own special skin, and you're going to have to watch them on stream for 2 hours of your time. You get the idea. Now, with all these Twitch drops, I will be showcasing them in a video that will be out this Saturday. But what I can do is just point out that someone on the Rust Workshop has actually gone ahead and grabbed every single skin except one. I think he doesn't have Moon's AK-47. That's fine. But yeah, if you just go to the Rust Workshop, so like so, and if you hover over here, and then you get collections, he's on top. He's right there. Now that's not like officially, that's not official. It's not like a TGG collection, but no one else has done this. So yeah, I think I might have to start doing this in the future. So not too hard to see. And oh look, there's my Rust Workshop skin checks with the dancing Hedge. Wow. So yeah, cool. So overall, are you pleased with this Rust store today? Do you like what you see? Like I said, I think we've got a lot of collection continuations today, because next week it's all supposed to be airplane, pilot, aviator themed skins. So yeah, next week you're probably not going to see any of the collection continuations. You might still see maybe 1 or 2. All right, fair enough. But yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. So let's look forward to the next batch of Twitch drops, and let's look forward to seeing if everything works out in August. The player count, we've wrapped it up. July was 102,000, better compared to the previous month, but honestly, I was expecting a lot higher. Still better compared to the previous year, I will say that, but I was expecting higher. But we didn't get like a massive, huge update like May, so okay. But we're not looking like we're going to be getting a massive update until October and November when we see the naval update come out. At the very least, we very likely will see the player count bump up ever so nicely like we did last year with the world update in October 2024. And hopefully we have a very good bit of momentum as we steer towards the end of this year and then have post-Christmas 2026. Because last year, or rather early this year, January 2025, I sold a lot of skins for some very high prices and I was very happy about that. So, cool. Understood. All good. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you later. Say goodbye.